right onto Grove Avenue. Shitty, thank you for asking though. Here's the thing that makes Americans so incredibly stupid. Their excuse for not helping anybody else is that nobody's helping them. Well, here's the problem, stupid. You work together or you get nothing. I'm making sure that I walk all the way to the courthouse. Fucking pigs. That didn't work. We're almost there. I'm doing horrible.
Uh-oh.
Police here are horrible. The sheriff's department here is horrible, and nearly every officer is taking part.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things go better.
I hope so too. Chance I could have read that I don't want to get hazed by the district attorney's office again, just like last time.
Let's hope not. Oh, go ahead and take it. Okay. All we need to do is just hold up your shirt and kind of turn around there a little bit. If you can't. Okay, good enough, sir. Oh, easy there. Oh, sorry about that. I have to check. I know I got the same problem. I got a blown out hip and knee, and I don't pivot so well anymore.
Mine's mostly my back. I got a right hip issue and a right knee issue and a right ankle issue from my best friend got shot in the head. Cops in Boulder, Colorado thought they were going to try to frame me as a violent schizophrenic so they could have me arrested for the murder of Natalie Bollinger. Turned out Joseph Michael Lopez did it, but the reputation they...
Sticks, whatever.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I don't have a family. I'm not sure this is the right window for me.
Help you at this window?
All right. Well, last time I was here, I was hazed by the people who work here. I'm being abused. I'm an at-risk adult. I've been to every service here. Instead of them doing the thing to assist me, they're taking advantage of my disabilities and committing Medicare and Medicaid fraud. They're also signing my name for services that I'm not receiving, that they claim that they receive, that they give, but when I get there, they tell me they don't. I've been sent through 11 months worth of abuse by the system here, and I can't take care of myself.
I've only ever been able to get the chip to read on this. I don't, maybe the slide doesn't work. You have the chip?
I'm sorry, I'm autistic, so it's difficult for me to communicate or process my thoughts when there's a lot of noises. And that has been a problem my entire life. I can't turn that off. Autism is not something I can turn off. When it comes to accommodating my disabilities, rather than accommodating them, I've been threatened, harassed, intimidated, bullied, and they've attempted to try to push me to move on everywhere that I've been. I've moved over 50 times since Natalie Marie Bollinger was shot in the head. She was shot in the head in Colorado.
Is there something we can help you with?
I need to be kept safe from the public and from law enforcement. I can't protect myself or defend myself. I can't take care of myself, and I've wasted all of my resources, all of my disability money, going to all of these services that are supposedly supposed to help people like me. They're supposed to accommodate my disabilities, and literally not one of them has even tried.
Yes. Unfortunately, all we can do is give you paperwork if there's something you want to file.
Well, that I don't know because got my card to begin.
I'm an at-risk adult who can't take care of himself. I can't do the paperwork because I don't have anyone who is even making the tiniest effort to accommodate my disabilities.
Right.
I can't take care of myself. I am an at-risk and disabled adult. I have both physical and mental disabilities from abuse by law enforcement across this country, including here in Tillamook, Oregon. The Tillamook police keep telling me that it's not their job they can't investigate themselves, So I have to go to the state troopers. State troopers tell me they can't police the police and send me back to the police. This has happened since I got to this state. I am bullied over and over and over again. This is not acceptable. I am not some sort of a horrible monster. I don't deserve to have this systemic abuse, harm, and expenses. This is not an acceptable way to treat a disabled human being, especially here in the United States where we're supposed to have rights. Obviously, I'm overwhelmed from the other noises in the hallway, and I'm trying to speak over that. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to make sure that you don't break my concentration because I am in a desperate situation, and it is easy to derail the train. I tried to turn in the assault from the hospital on January 28th, and officers have done everything they can to bully, harass me, intimidate me, and not do their jobs no matter what crime is committed against me. The youth down at Tillamook Sporting Goods have been threatening me and harassing me and screaming the N-word at me. And I am not okay with being gang stalked. I am not okay with large groups of people harming me. I am not okay with people screaming the N-word at me. I am not okay with having to record everywhere that I go because everything that I had was taken because officers wanted to assault me in Colorado.
I'm so sorry. I can give you paperwork and I can give you some resources.
What resources? Are you going to send me to the places I'm trying to turn in?
I mean, I think we've given you the resources once before.
They're not resources. No. See, I've been to all those places and I'm trying to turn them in.
Those are the only tools and resources we have.
Ma'am, I'm trying to turn these places in. Do you not understand it's against the law and a conflict of interest for you to send me back to them to turn them into themselves or to try to get any sort of assistance from them whatsoever?
I understand, sir. It's just it's the only agencies we have to give out. It's not that I'm keeping anything from you. I just don't have any other resources. I also see that you're recording. We are not.
I have to for my own safety.
Sorry, sir. We're actually not allowed to have recording.
Because you guys commit felony. I was in here, you did the same thing. The thing is, I have to be able to record for my safety. I am an at-risk and disabled adult.
We are discontinuing this conversation.
Yeah, God bless America, right? If you guys want to say I can't compare America to Nazis, I certainly can. See, this is the thing, is that I have to record for my safety everywhere I go because these services deny me and talk over me. I told them that these places committed crimes against me, and how do they react? Thank you, Officer Johnson. Or Patrol. Yes, sir. See, that's the thing. They make it so that at-risk and disabled adults can't get help without a friend or family. But I don't have one. No matter what, these people are allowed to do whatever they want to me, whenever they want. And they want to hide their crimes. They want to make it, apparently, against the rules to record their crimes. Just like that paperwork that they gave me. Was it a voluntary statement form? By the way, they do give out voluntary statement forms here. What they gave me wasn't it. What they gave me was a fucking Mickey Mouse piece of goddamn paper. It's like fucking Monopoly money. It means abso-fucking-lutely nothing. It's fucking garbage. My problem with the United States is there isn't one. None of these public officials are held accountable. None of them. All of them assist their coworkers in committing felonies. If they don't want to do their job, they'll just bully you to somewhere else. And how dare you record them? Oh, but they can record you. They want money when they record you. They make it a nickel and dime affair. If you're broke, you're screwed. And you wonder why I pull my crazy antics. I'll be goddamned if I'm going to go anywhere or talk to anyone without it being recorded because I'm sick and tired of having to make decisions based on lies. The police say they can't police themselves. but I have to go to the state police. The state police say I have to go back to the police. Somebody's fucking lying here. This isn't a goddamn rocket science. They were busted in an outright goddamn lie. You don't think this is a public health and safety issue? For them to victimize at-risk adults and then throw them back out here on the streets like fodder for the wolves? And before any of you ingrates try bitching at me about the sound of my voice or the volume, keep in mind that those little shitwads screaming the N-word at me did so through a goddamn bullhorn. If you're gonna change the laws based on who the crime is committed against, you should give the victim the option of assisted suicide. I am tired of being called the N-word. I'm tired of being threatened. I'm tired of being assaulted. I'm tired of being victimized for speaking up. The United States is not a free country. Your worth is dependent on your looks and your money. Now, I've got those youngins recorded on this YouTube channel, screaming the N-word through a bullhorn. And the cops said that's not illegal. So maybe I should get a bullhorn. There are no good people in this country. None. There are traitors. There are cowards. But that is all.
I would love to pray for you, but I have to be somewhere. Can I catch you somewhere in about 5 minutes? Over by Safeway?
I'm over at the parking lot over there by the library.
Okay, can I stop by and pray for you?
Yes, ma'am.
You can explain to me what the hell's going on. I feel
Yes, ma'am.
so I get it. And
Them doing that got my best friend's head blown off.
For justice.
Yes, ma'am.
Woo!
You're gonna love my YouTube channel and my filthy mouth. Kim is in a better place. She's not somebody who's going to be able to help, but make her a bad person. You notice how I stepped out. I like Kim. I like Victor. There's a lot of people whose personalities I like. Liking someone's personality doesn't make them a good person. Obviously, I'm not referring to Victor or Kim in this situation. I'm referring to all the used car salesmen. 5,000 numbers later and 800 agencies later. My predators win by drawing it out so that their body cameras can't be requisitioned. How am I going to go in there and requisition that stuff when I have zero help going through this stuff? People keep telling me I need to organize it. I literally can't. I need a safe and peaceful environment, and every environment that I am in is abusive. You don't think that being homeless is abusive? Going to the services as a homeless person is abusive. They don't want to be recorded. Well, I don't care. I didn't want to be slandered by your officers. I didn't want to be bullied by the courts. I'm a mean son of a bitch, and I don't give a holy goddamn about you. I care about your lives. It's fucking different. I don't care about your fucking pride. I care about your life. Do you know the difference? Do you understand the difference? Let me tell you the difference between me and an American soldier. An American soldier goes overseas and shoots foreign people for rights that we don't have. I fight for our rights here, and I am victimized by our government for fighting for those rights. I am victimized by the police. I am victimized by the sheriff's department. And I am victimized by the local population because I'm fucking different. I'm not going to have the same opportunities as you. I'm never going to have that good paying job. Ever. Now, you don't stop to look at all of the harm that it causes to a victim when police are allowed to do this rampantly to any homeless person. And every homeless person has to worry that they're going to get brushed off like they're a fucking crackhead by any law enforcement agency and any hospital. I'm absolutely down with praying. Fucking heartless wretches. You know what the good thing is? I already got one recording from that office previously going through there, and they committed a shit ton of felonies. Which is one of the things that sucks about having to go in and talk to those fucking pieces of shit. I have to turn these predators into themselves. Yes, they all work together, they all know each other, and none of them want to rock the fucking boat. They got a good thing going here where lots of them make some money, and they got plenty of people to victimize out here on the streets to make sure that they still have job security, right? Susan's missing. Her car might not be working. Maybe I should give her mine. I can't possibly jump through all the hoops they're forcing me to jump through. It's eating up all of my money, and they know it. They also know that they're sending me in the wrong direction, every one of them. Why don't you fucking listen, for Christ's sake? You don't care until somebody does. Lots of people have died. You still don't care. What the fuck is wrong with you? You want to tell me about all your piddly fucking problems? If you can take an hour out to bitch at me, you can take an hour out to make a call and make sure that I am fucking heard. You hear how all these places hang up on me once they realize they're being recorded? They don't fucking like it. And no, I don't have to tell them, because I do have reason to believe that they will commit a crime, because this is standard procedure. When you say you're homeless, you're trying to turn in a cop, those two right there are automatic no fucking goes. Their screeners are there to screen out people that don't fucking matter. People that don't have family and don't have money. And one good indicator of both is homelessness. This is something that a lot of homeless people have to deal with. The police, because of Ronald Reagan throwing all these, well, severely deranged people out on the streets, and a lot of people that never belonged locked up to begin with, it is just assumed that everybody on the streets is mentally ill. You blame mental illness for the problem with the streets. No, it's not the mental illness. It's public officials refusing to do their jobs. It's the services your taxpayer dollars are going to, making excuses not to do their jobs, refusing to look at evidence. They just pretend that I'm not disabled, that I don't have any of this paperwork. They refuse to look at it. They refuse to actually assist me. All they make any attempt to do is try to have me re-diagnosed. Well, that's a fucking felony as well. I have to be afraid to go to these services alone, because they will break the law. And without a friend or family member there who's actually there with me, paying fucking attention, who actually gives a shit to do something right away, this is what happens. By the way, these are public officials. They don't have the right to refuse me the ability to record them. See, they got this nice, tight, locked up little building with a whole bunch of rules that make it okay for them, make it easy for them to victimize at-risk adults, as they've been doing. Walrus type arg, turning them in won't get you off the street, Sean. You know what, you fucking punk? Stop typing that shit. I'm not a fucking retard, first of all. And second of all, it will help me to get off the streets, you dumb shit. Do you know why I'm on the fucking streets? You stupid ass! Yeehaw. I got into housing in Chapel, Nebraska before Natalie was killed. I couldn't afford that, though, because I was being sent by the and police to fucking Colorado, a completely different fucking state, for help, because there were no services there. Well, we get to see how many services there are, how many people work at each of those places, and how many of them actually do their jobs as mandated fucking reporters. Now, if they'd have done their jobs as mandated reporters to begin with, it wouldn't have been a problem. But now the issue is that they didn't do their jobs, and they all committed felonies, and now they want to pretend to do their jobs. I'm only calling them because I'm told I have to. They're not going to listen to me. They're not going to allow me a place to sit down and write that report. They already know what the issues are, and that's why they're preying on them. They pretend my disabilities don't exist. Oh, you're in a new place. None of your diagnoses actually exist now. You have to start over from scratch. And after you've started over from scratch, here's the thing, assholes. All of the services I was actually able to get Somebody else was there with me to help me to get it. But none of those people came forward. And none of those people helped me to turn it in. None of those people bothered to tell the truth. They allowed lies and slander to continue to harm me. And they didn't even try to understand. Now they're on the internet doing that shit. And that is not fucking okay. Is it? They certainly don't fucking like it. Oh my God, Sean, you horrible monster, you recorded it. You goddamn right I did. Kim is just another person to add to the list. The list of people being screwed who have to be scared. Thank goodness it sounds like, for the most part, she was heard. You got to hear last night when the alcoholic lady was next to me. And they're just falling apart because of her drinking. And her husband's an asshole because of it. The kids just kept yelling at her. Well, that's because Dad's an asshole. That's because Dad's an asshole. Then it come out, well, actually, she likes to get drunk and go joyriding. Putting all of our lives at risk. And like the police, putting all of our lives at risk by forcing me to drive when it's unsafe for me to do so. They don't like that they're fucking recorded. Somebody calling themselves kids is typing on here. How about instead of repeatedly saying this isn't going to work and that isn't going to work, how about you try doing something, you dumb cunt? How about you try getting your ass instead of fucking watching for entertainment, you stupid shit? Is this fucking fun for you? I made this channel because police wouldn't do their fucking jobs for me. Public pretenders wouldn't do their jobs for me. None of these people will do their jobs for a homeless person. Kids typed, what is this about? What did you say? They never do their job. Well, of course they never do their job. And that's why I record it. I record them not doing their job. I record them pawning us off to someone else. I record them not allowing us to finish what we're saying, changing the subject repeatedly, over and over and over again, trying to send us other places, and then they get around the interrupting you to give you illegal legal advice by asking you if you've been to places. Hey, hold on a second. It's not their job. It's your job, officer. When the officers don't do their jobs, what do we get? Well, on this channel yesterday and today, you could hear yet again, same thing, Tillamook, Oregon. I make the call alone. The police, what do they tell me? First, they tell me I got to go through this big old loop here that obviously isn't working. You know, the illegal loop. And I'll show you that here in a second. This is just a complaint form. A complaint form. It's not legally fucking binding. See this right here? This is a City of Tillamook complaint form. Complaint form, behavior of city employees. Well, when they don't give their names, that's kind of difficult, isn't it? Oh, by the way, it's illegal for them to do that, and it's not illegal for me to record because it is a safety issue and a safety risk. These predators are taking advantage of at-risk and disabled adults. They all prey on the homeless. The jails are full of the homeless. The prisons are full of the homeless. 81% of those incarcerated nationwide are homeless when they were arrested. The homeless population of the United States is guesstimated to be around 600,000. However, being as 81% of the jail and prison, incarcerated population, I do have to state that because it's also people on probation, whatever you want to call it. People in halfway houses, work release programs. We're talking about 11 million people here. 81% of those incarcerated would be what? Now, some of y'all might say, oh, well, last time I looked, it was like 7.8 million people incarcerated. That's 7.8 million people in the prison system. There's a lot more going on here. Judges are not held accountable. They're allowed to hide their names. The screeners, these aren't officers. They can't do anything, but then again, they do. They screen it. They decide. Now, obviously, with them telling me that they're not legally able to do all this other stuff that they're claiming, well, then they're not legally able to screen it unless they're screening via bias. And that's illegal as fuck. The United States is a disgusting place to live. So you get to hear from all these people how they're afraid to do anything or say anything. You get to hear from so many people about how they're getting screwed over. Well, guess what? If we all called together to the state office, or if we made a fucking trip up there, hey, this shit ain't okay. How about we audit the fucking courts? The state police lie over and over and over again. It is their job. See, these officers here yesterday refused to do their job. Absolutely refused. Taking advantage of disabled and at-risk adults is not okay. I explained to those people at the courts. They didn't want to fucking listen. But then again, they took part in hazing me last time I was there, didn't they? Sorry, the time before last. It ain't the first time I've run through all of these hoops for them to send me to other places. Oh, we have resources. We'll send you to other resources. No, you're not sending me to fucking resources. You're sending me to fucking referral services. There is nobody in this town, even though it is all of their jobs to do these things, none of them are going to do anything except be a referral service. These services are all taking advantage of at-risk and disabled adults. All of them. Every service in Tillamook, Oregon is taking advantage of at-risk and disabled adults. Every single one. There isn't a single service here that doesn't take advantage of at-risk and disabled adults. And then they bully me for trying to turn them in. And you goddamn right I record. If you're not willing to kill me, you're never going to shut me up. Natalie's family made her life hell. See, it wasn't the abuse from these predators that was the problem. It was the neglect by literally everyone else. All right, Walrus, guess what you're hitting? You're hitting the getting the fuck off my fucking channel thing. I'm not dealing with any more of your fucking sarcastic bullshit, dude. You have no idea what my disabilities are or how they fucking affect me. You're just being a fucking punk-ass little cunt and you're gone. Alright, so how do we get rid of fucking trolls on this goddamn channel? We can't do it in real life, can we? See, I'm not against going to the police. I'm against a disabled person having to go to the police alone, especially if they're a male. Especially if they're homeless. Walrus, I have Asperger's, yes, and it's not the only disability I have, you stupid cunt. Do you not understand how all this around me affects me? Huh? Do you understand how fucking scared I am? I also have PTSD from abuse, you dumb shit. Yes, I have fucking Asperger's. Are you gonna start fucking typing to me about your goddamn wives' tales and fucking assumptions of Asperger's? How about stop being a condescending fuck? You don't even have a real name. See, that's one of the biggest things that lets me know that you shits aren't gonna help. You don't give a fuck about me. My channel is just fucking entertainment to you. Every time you get on here, Walrus, you type some fucking ignorant goddamn piece of shit bullshit at me to be an asshole, and then you want to play it off nice. No, fuck you, dude, go away. This isn't discussion about your dumbass opinions, retard. How do you like it? Huh? You like treating me like I'm a fucking retard? Knock your fucking shit off! I am tired of getting called a retard. I'm tired of getting treated like a retard. I'm tired of getting treated like the N-word. I'm tired of being called the N-word. I'm tired of getting bullied. The laws aren't set up to help the victim. They're set up to protect the predators. And instead of your assumptions of Asperger's, why don't you find out what I am going through? It is impossible to function while in a constant state of fear, you fucking piece of shit! But I fucking try! You can see how hard I try and how it makes no difference because nobody cares about the law when you're a homeless man. How about instead of telling me nobody's going to do anything about it, it's not going to do any good, how about you fucking try, you stupid shit? Being nice does not fucking work! I have to pretend everything's okay! All the fucking time! But people pretend because I am doing everything in my power to mask and hide my disabilities, my fears and my anxieties, that everything must be okay. Well, it's fucking not. But yeah, you type ignorant goddamn shit. Excuse me, but you can still get a job. Your disability is not. Fuck you, bitch. And that's why you're fucking gone, motherfucker. Hide user on this channel. You see how goddamn that easy that is? Huh? You see how fucking easy that is? I can't do that to predators in real life. We're not focusing on the job, we're focusing on turning in the fucking crimes against me. Alright? Instead of you trying to change the subject and to try to fucking make it about the shit that'll make for your excuses. I already know how this goes. Go get a job, go get a job. I had jobs for years before I was disabled. Alright? Before I physically hurt my fucking back. Before I was assaulted by Officer Waylon Lolatai. I have nerve damage from assaults from officers like Waylon Lolatai while I was trying to turn in crimes. I was forced into homelessness with a fucking tag on my head. So what we're fucking focusing on is why we're not focusing on turning committed against me. Other than that, we took a picture of Double O and we're putting his bitch ass on report. Bye-bye, Double O. Here's the thing. Either focus on helping me turn in the abuse or go the fuck away. One or the other. Stop pulling this "you're not disabled" bullshit. Stop pulling this "nobody threatened you" bullshit. Stop pulling this "nobody called you names" bullshit. When you assholes treat me like shit for name calling back. This isn't a discussion group. This channel is so that I can get help turning in my fucking predators. God damn it! It's not a crime if they refuse to investigate. You see how my disabilities don't exist, apparently, when it comes to actually doing their fucking jobs, does it? They don't have to accommodate my disabilities. But they can sure as shit commit felony after fucking felony after felony to prevent me from turning in my fucking predators. Adult Protective Services, Multnomah County. First thing it sends you to is National Domestic Abuse Hotline. Natalie's family, when they got busted, wanted to pretend that me and Natalie dated so that they could gain access to more services to help them, while the public paid them literally thousands of dollars. You've gotten to see all day long what kind of family Natalie had. You also get to see how she felt about me. You also get to see that there was no fucking stalking going on. But everywhere that I go, people can stalk me and pretend that I'm the stalker for speaking out. Valinor Highborn type, hey buddy, hey asshole, welcome back. I still ain't got your message. Dude, these professionals not following the rules and not trying to understand has resulted in me having to record them committing felony after felony. Every service that I've gone to, every one of them are mandated reporters, and they all refused to do their jobs and played stupid until all of them had committed felonies. And then they want to tell me, oh, well, I don't know what to do if you've already tried the cops. Well, I don't know who to send you to. I don't need you to send me to anyone. That's the problem, is that these are not resources. None of these places are resources. None of them. Valinor Highborn type, hey buddy, what happened? Well, you were watching yesterday, I believe, when that officer said that I had to get a hold of the Oregon State Police and turn them into them, right? Well, today I recorded several phone calls with Oregon State Police, sending me around to different Oregon State Police numbers, and I had to call other Oregon State Police numbers myself because the ones they were sending me to here in Tillamook County, they want me to go in person, and maybe a officer will do something. Well, I can't safely go in person, especially when they know I'm trying to turn them in. Valinor Highborn type, the officer is doing illegal things. Yeah, duh, they've been doing that since the start. And I've recorded it since the start. And people like you have seen it since the start. Peter Summerfield typed, Oregon State Police are located in Salem. You should try their offices in person. That's what I was on the way to do when that motherfucker from Hood River stalked me here. I have court shit that I have to do, a car that's falling apart, shit that's up in the mountains that shouldn't be there. I'm being torn around in 10,000 different directions. See, that's the thing, is that I don't have someone to help me with these services. I'm wasting all of my money on services that are supposed to exist already. When I was in housing in Chapel, Nebraska, that should have been it. People should have left me alone. But I couldn't go to the police, same as now, because of the reputation created when I was a homeless person. When you're a homeless person, you don't get an honest day in court. Judges become felons, public pretenders become felons, and police officers lie on the stand and then paperwork. Now the lies and the slander in that paperwork are felonies. It's felonies for officers to do this. Another restricted number, you see. The other thing is, if I drive to Salem in person, what are they going to do? They're going to send me right back here because it's the wrong jurisdiction. How do I know? I called their offices, and that's what they did. All of the places that I've called and done that with, when I've gotten there in person, they've done the same thing. Well, you have to go back to Tillamook to turn in Tillamook. You have to go back to Hood River to turn in Hood River. Oh, we can't look at it in person. Have you tried the library? You've tried the library. Zero accommodation for my disabilities and zero assistance in turning it in. They refuse to look at evidence. Pretend that they didn't look. I've recorded them looking at evidence and playing it off later on. multiple people in this town, including, well, James Roberts, also a victim of Robert Farnsworth. And how many others? 2018, he choked a woman out. 3 times since I've been here, he's been to jail. Valinor Highborn type / are you in Portland yet? Dude, stop typing that. No, I'm not. Okay, things fucking changed. Get off of that fucking rock, please. If you stay on that rock until the tide comes up, you're gonna fucking drown. We have to roll with the punches here. Do you not get that? If I don't do what these people tell me to do, they pretend that I didn't try. If I just don't call just once, they say, oh, he wasn't trying. We tried to help him. He wouldn't accept help. Thank you, Valinor Highborn. Valinor type, all right, I'll leave the rock and roll with you. All right. Thank you. That's the thing, is that when somebody is being victimized, there's a list. I'm going to read it to you. Not to be a dick, but the first 2 on the list for helping out somebody who's been victimized. Listen and believe. All of these services that were set up just to help women, most of the people who work there hold bias towards men. They're not going to do their job for you the same way that they're going to do it for a woman. Many of them are pissed off that you're there. How to help a victim of abuse. Half Thor, Thunder, you know what? I'm tired of these. Alright, dude, we get it. You think you have a big phallus. You want to advertise that you have a large member. We get that you can't show your ginormous cowboy belt buckle online. But for Christ's sake, dude, get the hell out of here. Hide user on this channel. Now, when it comes to violence against adult men, I'm homeless. Everything done to me is domestic violence because I can't escape it. Bullying a victim into moving, that's not okay. It's not okay to haze and harass and bully an at-risk adult until they move. If I had Down syndrome, it would be a no-brainer as to the morality of this. But because I don't have squinty eyes like that, it's okay, isn't it? If I was in a wheelchair, it would be a no fucking brainer as to how wrong this is. But I don't have a wheelchair, so it's magically okay, isn't it? You just pretend my disabilities don't exist. Joshua Higgins typed, hey man. Hey Joshua Higgins. Just so you know, you guys are watching this video, but you should go back to the beginning. I took a walk down there to the courthouse, tried to turn them in. They didn't like the fact that I was recording, and I don't care. If they want to arrest me on trumped-up charges or abuse their power, well, then I'll just make a bunch of empty threats that are scary enough that they'll keep me for a while. I'm pretty good at that. Just because I haven't chosen to do that yet, I've only done it minimalistically. Yeah, I'm willing to pretend that I'm a schizophrenic nut job in court to get a few extra months or hopefully years. You know what happens if I'm locked up for the next 30 years? Most of my predators are old enough and stupid enough with their drug use and alcohol use, they'll be dead within the next 5. But you know what? If I'm locked up for the next 5 years, people aren't going to be threatening to kill my sister. and threatening to kill my niece and accusing me of killing those people. Between killing my predators and being bullied to move on, what have I had to do? I've had to move on as a disabled adult who can't take care of himself. Moving on isn't just moving on, it's being victimized into going somewhere else. Moving to another jurisdiction where they say they can't do anything, you're in the wrong jurisdiction, and people keep saying, well, you can't turn it into themselves, you got to turn it in somewhere else. And that's the thing, is that the police, all these agencies, all of them pretend they don't know any of the protocols, and they send me to the wrong places. I was sent to the DA. The DA, instead of doing their job, sent out the victim's rights advocate lady, not once but twice. The lady that we spoke to when they sent us to the DA's office is the victim's rights lady. They wouldn't let us speak to the DA. She also didn't bother explaining the situation till we were downstairs with bad reception. These people have been doing this for years. They know exactly what they're doing. You got to hear last night on my channel, people right next to my vehicle talking about domestic violence. How it's over alcohol. That lady who stopped me earlier, this very video, is dealing with the same thing. When I say no victim left behind, I mean no victim left behind. Now that lady, I probably should have told her what my vehicle looks like instead of just coming in and sitting in it and hoping she'll stop. Because of my anxiety, when I'm able to speak instead of just rocking back and forth in my vehicle, it's like it's okay for people to be harmful to me, but if I do any of those things back or even threaten to do things back out of desperation, because I'm being told over and over again these things aren't crimes and that these people are not going to accommodate my disabilities. Someone calling himself Tony Bollinger wanted to type some rude shit. Hey, Joshua Higgins, all you guys, let me show you what kind of trolls I got to deal with. I want you to take a screenshot of that. It says this message is held for review, and it doesn't look like it's going to let me show it. So I'll probably post it up for the beginning of the next video. Someone calling themselves Tony Bollinger typed, "I'm coming." With a U. See, that's the thing. I don't want to do this on YouTube. I never did. But I'm getting sent around in circles. Now here's the one that everybody seems to be too stupid to understand. Quarantined with an abuser. Oh, that's a good one. Create a safety plan. Well, I am stuck here with my abusers. I can't just move. It cost a lot of money to get myself a P.O. box here, and although a lot of stuff that needs to be done that I can't proceed without, I have to have an actual address for. I haven't had a safe place at all. Well, you guys want to make jokes about a safe environment. Those of you who joke about it, it shows that you have a safe environment. Designate a code word with a trusted friend or family member. See, all of this stuff for getting help, all of it has a trusted friend or family member involved. I don't have one of those. The last friend that I trusted was Natalie Bollinger. The fact that a lot of these abusers were able to abuse their children for longer because officers wouldn't accommodate my disabilities. Instead, they took advantage of my disabilities. Who was abusing Amy Kalina Kingery's kids in Rawlins, Wyoming? Ryan Ingersoll. How many calls did I make to try to turn in Ryan Ingersoll for beating those girls? Well, I made a call every time she beat them. I tried 3 times anonymously. Someone else also tried three times anonymously. And then I called 3 times, not anonymously, live on YouTube. I literally had to break the law in order to get police in Rawlins, Wyoming to do their fucking jobs. When you try to turn in a police officer, they either trump up charges to arrest you on, or they take you to a hospital and tell the hospital that you're mentally ill and they think you're schizophrenic. Or they'll just state outright, oh, he's schizophrenic. He's delusional. When you are victimized by police, when they escalate the situation by lying to the victim, and they know they'll get away with it because I don't have any friends or family member who care. I got people like y'all who are just going to type about it. You're just going to type to me. Well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Can't find my lighters. I've been digging for a while. I can't function. You see how much it takes just for me to try to find my phone number, even though I've got it. I've probably got it written down in my car about 20 or 30 times, my new phone number. There's just too much to remember. And then if I can't remember it off the top of my head right at a moment's notice, not that it's going to matter because most of the time they're just going to talk over me. And I tell them it's so incredibly complicated. Nobody could possibly remember all of this. That's why I have it recorded. No, I don't remember the officer's name, but it's recorded. If you give me a place where I can go through it. Oh yeah, but they can't do that. Their protocols only protect the predators. And all police officers are predators. There isn't a single police officer who is not a predator in the United States. You get to see how the jurisdictions where the police abused me, you also get to see how police officers in all of those jurisdictions keep getting in trouble for molesting people, raping people, and of course, driving literally from one end of the country to shoot the parents of a 14-year-old girl. That's right, Virginia to California. I'm having to deal with corrupt departments. All right, so we got somebody here calling themselves George Johnson, typed the black people. What about the black people? They're people. What's the point? What the fuck does that have to do with stopping the abuse? Huh? You tell me to go to the people with a history of taking advantage of me, and then you tell me it's my fault they took advantage of me. Again. I don't have any actual friends or family. I told you that from the start. People were just going to talk over me. They were going to call me up when they wanted something. Oh, Sean, I need help. I've got kids. When I need help, it's, oh, Sean, I can't. I've got kids. And now I'm stuck here asking strangers. Asking strangers for help. Now you, Mr. Dude with the George Johnson profile, if that's a wiener joke, or you're a troll, I'm going to do the same thing I do to all the other trolls. Take a screenshot and hide you on this fucking channel. Talking over me. How about you try to learn something about autism? When a neurotypical gets to be in charge of an autistic person, that neurotypical is not going to remember it how it is, isn't going to be honest about how it is. Neurotypicals are wired to be liars. I had to rely on people that lied to me over and over again and bullied me over and over again. The fact that not one of you helped me to put a stop to that shows how horrible all of you really are. Hide user on this channel for that Tony Bollinger feller. He's gone too. See, the problem is when an at-risk and disabled adult is being victimized by multiple people, they are coordinating and working together to do this. It is not okay. It is against the law. I'm having to go back to agencies that committed crimes against me and public officials who have committed crimes against me to turn in the crimes committed by these other agencies that they're sending me to. If it's not their job, they should probably stop sending me to them. Stop telling me to go somewhere else and actually help me to fucking turn in the shit here. Stop telling me I have to go somewhere else. Try making the fucking calls with me. Try helping me to get an advocate. Someone who actually gives a shit. Not somebody who's just going to talk about it. Fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. My YouTube channel is full of evidence, and my predators are constantly trying to destroy that evidence. Y'all know what happens when the evidence is all gone, right? If you let my predators destroy all the evidence, you know what happens, right? Except when I become a corpse, it's not even going to make it to the fucking news. So we got the state police repeatedly telling me it's not their job to police. The police here repeatedly telling me they can't investigate themselves. one of the sergeants here, James Harrell, he said they can investigate themselves. I explained to him, hey, none of these other places are going to do their jobs until your chief signs off on this. And what did he do? He wanted to tell me to take it to the state police. And that day as well, same exact thing happened. Same thing happened in Nebraska. Nebraska State Police want to claim that it's not their job to investigate the police. And in every single situation, let's take a look at Sarah Nelson. She was the assistant warden at one of the prisons I was at. She was arrested for an inmate, among other things. Michelle Decini at a different prison, Lincoln Correction Center. Same thing. Both of them investigated by Nebraska State Patrol. Nebraska State Patrol refused to investigate Scott DaCosta or his deputies. Then they pretended that they were going to come and see me. And then they didn't. The officer said that she needed to call her supervisor, that she would get back a hold of me, that they would have a vehicle to get me and my evidence. They said that they were going to have to take all of the evidence from me, even though I needed that evidence that was on those computers in court in Colorado too. Now, because of the assault by Robert Franklin Warnick and the fact that I wasn't able to get any assistance whatsoever in turning in Dual County Sheriff Scott DaCosta for his assault, I had to go back to his department after he fucking assaulted me to try to turn in Robert Franklin Warnick. And he and his deputies committed more fucking felonies because the Nebraska State Patrol wanted to send me to the fucking felons that I was trying to turn them into themselves, and instead they retaliated against me for trying, same as Tillamook Police Department. It's the same bullshit I had to go through before Natalie was killed too. It's no officer's job to do that job. When I was trying to turn in the officers in Chesapeake, Virginia, for intentionally breaking my vehicle, for intentionally lying to me, you take a look at Natalie Bollinger's last final post. You can go through nearly every single part of that and you can see where it was a lie. Where Natalie told me to do those things. Where Natalie asked me to do those things. The things that I actually did. Where she misled the situation about it. Intentionally neglected to point out that her and her sister were the ones who were, well, bullying me into doing it. I was in a desperate situation. And this is what they wanted. I presented my case. Hey, I like the Starbucks that I'm at. I get that it's on Military Highway, but there's a church nearby. There's some folks there that are nice to me, and they might even commission a mural. But Alicia wanted me to go park by where she worked. She said, my boyfriend works in the same building at the Starbucks. So you can even go and hang out at the Starbucks, and they have internet there. And she came and saw me every day. Had me come and see her on her cigarette breaks. Natalie and Alicia were fighting over a boy. Alicia got to spend all sorts of time with me. Natalie didn't get to spend hardly any time with me. When she did, it was only when her sister was there. Because she broke her leg. You guys have helped these predators to get away with it. To get away with harming me for years. Please. Please. Help me to turn it in. The officer yesterday, what did he say? He wanted to send me to the state police, for the state police to say it's not their job again. The same thing they pulled in Hood River. The same thing they pulled in the Dalles. I try to turn in the abuse. They take advantage of my disabilities to prevent me from turning it in. This all started with me being forced into homelessness because of the sheer quantity of money that it takes when you are falsely accused, when you are harmed by a police officer, and he knows that he can do it, and he knows that it's going to eat up all of your money. What's to stop him from doing it? What's to stop him? And what are you doing about it? You see why I have to do desperate things to try to get heard. I'm down to 20% battery. In the interest of having battery, I know that there's a possibility that as soon as I turn it off, one of the 5 viewers here might drive by and scream the N-word at me again. You know, a lot of these people are angry at me for recording. I don't care. Police are allowed to lie. If I don't record it, they get away with those lies. If I do record it and somebody helps me turn it in, they don't get to do it to anyone else. They go to prison. If you make the effort, but you won't. If them kids hadn't been malicious about their hate crimes, I could have let all that shit go. Because there was more important stuff going on. But as soon as they started targeting me, hell no, I shouldn't be out here being victimized, having to deal with that. I am a disabled person. I had housing. I was bullied into moving by the same people you sent me to turn in crimes. Between doing their jobs and bullying me into moving, they bullied me into moving, and it didn't help, because then I was in the wrong jurisdiction again. Fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. That officer yesterday, he waited until I turned off the recording to start in his bullying about calling 911. Obviously, my life is at risk here because the police will do nothing about the people who target me and harm me. They'll do nothing because they themselves have targeted me. That is shown proof positive in the way that they interact with me, the way that they talk over me, the way that they always try to send me to somewhere else, anything except do their job. The fact that between doing their jobs and lying to me and sending me around in circles, which one have they chosen? I am an at-risk and disabled adult. I can't fucking defend myself against these fucking predators. And their friends are not going to fucking investigate them. If they can't investigate, why am I sent to them? They are preying on my disabilities. The very beginning of this, I'm walking and talking. But I go to the courthouse, and that's where I went to turn it in. The district court window. They're already recorded on my channel, bullying me, hazing me, harassing me. The sheriff even had a good little laugh with them about the fact that I was still standing out there waiting on them. Yeah, you can hear him laughing in the video. And then today, of course, they want to tell me it's not okay for me to record. I don't give a shit. I knew that they were going to commit crimes when I went in there. I knew that they were going to blow me off and play stupid. Say all they could do is give me paperwork. I can't even process the paperwork. I can't process the evidence to go through the paperwork. The first time I had housing, the housing was taken from me because I couldn't afford to pay rent in Colorado, where Nicole Peralta sent me, and still pay rent in low income in Chapel, Nebraska. Because I could not take care of myself, and because I did not have a fucking caseworker that would actually help me. Kenneth Wilson and Letha Plunkett got to take advantage of me over and over and over again. How about you stop sending me to places that are just going to take advantage of me for profit? They're not helping me, so why are we sent to mental health if they're not going to help us? Will Chappell, Tillamook Herald. Let's see if he's there. I've got his phone number in my back pocket. Will Chappell, editor. All right, we'll start calling some numbers. I got his cell number too. I guess we'll try the other number. Oh, that's not it. It's a Tennessee number.
Hello, it's Will Chapel. Please leave a message after the beep.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Will, I got some stuff that's recent, same stuff that's been happening, but state police are the ones who are supposed to investigate the crimes committed by the Tillamook Police Department and the Tillamook Sheriff's Department. The Tillamook Police told me yesterday that I needed to take it to the state police, and the state police told me that it's not their job to police the police. I had to take it to Tillamook Police Department. So obviously one of them's lying, and they've been doing this since I got here. This is standard procedure when a disabled adult who's homeless goes in and tries to turn in police, or any other crime for that matter. I've also got a lot of hate crimes recorded that were committed by the youth in this town, including, well, calling me the N-word repeatedly through a bullhorn. And then they stop periodically to scream the N-word at me, and yeah, I've also got a lot of recordings. Like I said, I can't process it all. They're taking advantage of my disabilities by not allowing me just a room to sit down in peace and quiet and work on it. Sending me to the library is dismissive of my disabilities. No, it can't be done in the library. I have both physical and mental disabilities that make it inappropriate to keep me in public. Anyway, my phone number is... When I was telling you about where them drugs are going, you know, that was what, last year almost. So, I mean, like I said, you know, this is all stuff that's very real. I've got the attempts to get a hold of Sheriff Ray, or Police Chief Ray Rao, and the attempts at that and the bullying in that situation. Now there's a new interim police chief. His name is Troxel, and getting a hold of him is nearly impossible. With all of the harassment numbers from restricted numbers that are calling me, and the fact that police officers and other agencies keep calling me from restricted numbers, I can't tell one from the other. I can't tell which restricted number is supposedly a cop and which one is one of the hundreds of harassment calls. Please give me a call back as soon as possible. Thanks. I guess we'll have to save the numbers. That ain't it. Add to contact. That ain't it. Add contact. Create new contact. Will Chapel. And we'll save the other one as Create new contact. Will Chapel Cell. Save. Alright, I better turn this off, even though it's unsafe for me to do so. I gotta save battery. That lady didn't come by and see me, but she probably didn't know this is my vehicle, and it's not real easy to see me in here. The important thing is turning it in right away, and the police won't allow me to give them an oral report. They're just going to talk over me so they don't hear any details. They're going to tell me no matter what that it's not against the law. No matter what. If you commit a crime against me, it's not against the law. And if it is against the law, they'll just reword it so that it's not. They'll try to infer that the situation is different than it is. Gross.